good?
What up, yo?
Yeah, we got some love in here. My man Solo, he was on time this week. My man John, and I'm Soup. And welcome to Superstars of Sports. Y'all really shoot from one camera, so you're not gonna see me, but y'all definitely gonna hear my ass
all day. Want to shout out to H man, happy birthday! Our partner in crime is celebrating his birthday in Mexico. Just in case you guys are wondering, I've already said it in the group chat. It seems like every time something goes wrong with the Buccaneers, H disappears.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh yeah.
Mike Evans getting into a fight, he disappeared. Brady getting a divorce, he disappeared. They get smoked by the Chiefs. So but we gonna call H out on that. So H will be back next week in his normal spot, and we'll get his perspective on things. So like we always need y'all to do every week, like, comment, share, subscribe. Link is in all of our bios on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. YouTube page, Superstars of Sports. Like H always says. It costs nothing to show love, so keep showing love for everybody out there. So with that beginning, Soup, I know you off the camera, but where you want to go with it first? You got the Ice Cube shirt on today, the Boys in the Hood, John. You feeling a little reckless right now?
Yeah. I want to see how many times we'll make y'all say pause today.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. So let's get deep into this discussion.
How deep you want to go, man?
Deep.
Let's go deep.
No, first of all, no, I'm really happy that we scored 9 points in the fourth quarter.
A little something.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about the fact that weather was atrocious.
Yeah.
I was like, it was raining so bad, bro. Like I had rain. The rain was like pause, as you wanted to see how many pause. It's like I had no clothes on. Yeah. Like that's how wet I was.
Pause.
No pause. I was already wet. No,
that's how pause.
We slided right in. No, but the rain was so bad. So my man next to me had the fucking poncho on, right?
Oh,
so
you had poncho?
I had no poncho on. I was straight hoodie and a t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Oh, you a thug, yo.
I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be as bad as it was. I had a t-shirt, a long white tee, a hoodie,
looking like an extra large mag,
and a jersey on top. But where we was sitting at, the rain was coming off the roof, so I had the basic rain, and the extra pellet Jones was coming on the roof all day. To the point, then he has the poncho, so every time he moves, all his rain is splashing off of him to me.
What you had on your feet?
I mean, yeah, regular. The feet wasn't bad because the way the seats are so tight. Like there wasn't even nothing really getting on the feet.
It was just on your lap.
On my lap, bro. Like the rain was going. Like the rain was literally inside of my pants, just rolling down my leg.
I was saying everybody to that game. I said, "Yo, this is true fan weather."
Yeah, you had to be. I mean, I know what to wear next time. You know what I'm saying? I'm grabbing a poncho next time.
Or a trash bag is the best thing.
Yeah, I mean, I seen the old school Columbia Jones people brought out, and I was like, I used to wear that in '96, but it didn't matter. I'm sure they were feeling a lot better than I was. Like it was so bad that me left the game early.
Oh yeah, you left the game early.
You know what I mean? Like I left. What were we, about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter?
Something like that. The game still was kind of.
We just kicked the field goal to go up 23-14 on there. We up 9. We got to take this long ride home. Let's beat traffic. I'm like drenched, and he's like, "You sure you want to go?" Yeah, because you got the poncho on.
You got a long ass ride.
You got a long ride, so so we listen to the rest of the car. But yeah, I'm happy. We were in control of the second half this time. We finally got some points. I think we're going to need them this week against Arizona. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But the defense is doing its thing. Like you got to give props. As much as I killed Gannon, I still won them out of here. But the defense is doing the thing. Every week we've had a defensive player of the week.
Yeah, Hassan
Reddick was this week. Brandon Graham got it when we played the Commanders. Slay got it when we played the Vikings. Hurts won NFC Offensive Player of the Month. So we doing our thing over there. We got to keep it rolling. I read somewhere that for the rest of the schedule, I think we're going to be favored, like as it stands now. Like not counting if injuries happen or whatnot. We're going to technically be favored every single game for the rest of the year that we play in. So the statistics are there, the ability to win the division and get a home playoff game and maybe even the number 1 seed is there as long as we don't mess up and we can kind of keep everybody healthy. I think that was the worst part about Sunday's game was the injuries that we got hit with. Like Maddox was already out coming into the game. Boston Scott was already out coming into the game. You got Mailata get hurt in the game.
His backup didn't play bad though. Boston Scott's backup.
Sermon?
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I want Sermon to actually be on the active roster, and I don't need Boston Scott. I don't like Boston Scott. Never did.
Too small.
He's a generic, he's like a Walmart version of Darren Sproles.
And that's what I think. That's what got him in there. And I'm not going to front. Once in a while, he will break a tackle and hell break for something crazy. And I think that's what
when we play the Giants. When we play the Giants, he be killing the Giants. What's wrong?
Hey, so word.
Okay, I just know that I felt the vibe in the room change.
They look pretty good with that 3-1 right now.
3-1.
I don't talk about
Y'all looking
Oh,
good.
you want to talk? There's no need to talk about it. You ain't.
Y'all
Y'all. I mean, you got the Panthers. Y'all beat the Bears. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right. I like the throwback unis last week. That was nice. I did like that. And obviously, I got something. You know, I
the
like
girls were 3-1 too, right?
Who?
The girls.
Yeah. I like Saquon. You know, Penn State. You know, but y'all gonna get y'all's coming. Don't you worry about that. Bradbury. Thanks for giving us Bradbury. We needed him.
Yeah, we definitely need him. He definitely balling out.
Yeah.
But I think right now, I with the exception of the Commanders, like the NFC is looking back like how it used to.
The NFC East, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, everybody was counting us out. We got the best records in
football. Whatever conference got better records than us.
The West,
Who,
right?
like just us?
No, I'm talking about
the AFC. The AFC West is up
AFC
there.
West. They
got
got
KC 3-1.
No,
Chargers 2-2. Oh wait, the Broncos stink. Yeah, the
That's what I'm
Broncos
saying.
stink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think right now NFC East is like how it was back in the day.
I want to say
The
Dolphins, maybe.
The NFC West, right? You got the
Who?
with the 49ers.
No,
49ers
they're all
2-1?
2-2.
They're all 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks 2-2. Okay, yeah. So yeah,
I'll say
we got the best division for
and
sure.
what about that division that New England and Miami in them in?
No, it's
That
just
would be
Miami.
second.
It's Miami, right? It's Miami, New England, and
Miami,
Miami and Buffalo, right?
Yeah. So we got the Bengals because the Ravens 2-2, Steelers stink, Browns are we got 4-0, 2-3-1. Yeah.
Now we looking good right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Sermon keeps getting, but I'm looking forward to tomorrow to see what the injury report is going to be. I don't even know if Mailata's playing. I need to know some Isaac Samalo is going to play. Jordan Mailata is going to play. That's our 2 offensive linemen they got hurt. I need to see if Slade's going to play. They already ruled out their kicker, so the kicker's not playing on Sunday.
He got hit.
He got hit. So we'll see. It's time for the injuries to start coming. You know, every team deals with them, so it's not an excuse. Let's just see how we deal with them if we can keep it rolling because, you know, it looked a little shaky in the first quarter last week when Mailata got hurt after the pick 6, and they put Driscoll in there and they kept trying to throw, and the rookie over there in Jacksonville was giving Driscoll the business, but then once they started dedicating themselves to the run, that's when we kind of opened it back up. So I'm glad to see that we are able to win in multiple ways, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like last week's game on Sunday looked like a lot of the games last year when we were winning. We was going to keep running the ball. And the defense did their thing. You know, we've seen games this year where we've passed to wins. So any way you can stay unpredictable, as long as you can win however it dictates it, that's a sign of a good team.
And the guy that don't drop that ball,
the tutty. He dropped the tutty. Yeah, it's a blowout.
He must around score again.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he dropped it in the end zone.
Yeah.
It was funny because the dudes we were sitting next to needed Goddard to score a touchdown to win their ticket.
Oh.
And when he dropped that tutty, they were highly upset. So, you know, talking about betting, we're gonna get into later. Let us know if y'all hit anything last week. I know you hit on the ticket last week, right? Then you hit on and one during the week too.
Yeah, the London one.
Yeah, he hit on
the rolling. That's what's up.
He hit on the London one. What's that? The Vikings and the Saints. Yeah, the same game parlay. So again, if y'all hitting on the best that we giving y'all, just let us know. We ain't asking for no bread. We just let us know what the percentage is.
If I hit, I'm breaking you off. Seriously.
I hope H played it because
I'm gonna put something heavy on mine.
He sent it to H, so I don't know if H played it or not, but he sent it to H, so we'll find out if H hit on it. That's why he might be down in Mexico doing.
H might have added something he ain't had no business
like he did the week before, right?
What color sneaks?
Line them up. Line H up with a winning ticket. Right? Gave him the ticket. 16 parlay. Here, take this. Yeah. H played all of them, but said, you know what? I'm going to add one more thing to it. Matter of fact, it was y'all Giants and Cowboys game. He added the Giants winning to it. Ruined his ticket.
Yeah, like, why did you do that?
And that wasn't on the ticket that he gave him. He said, stay away from that. H was like, no, I got it. Threw the Giants on it and took it.
Because you know, it'll tell you how much more you're going to make with one more bet. And he got greedy.
Yeah, he tried to throw another 200 on there. Damn. And it cost him what, like 4, he said?
I think he got like, he won like 500, right?
I
think he won 5. I think he
won
the way
he would have won. Yeah, he would have won like 500.
He would have won 5, but he was trying to get 7 out of 7. And now he came out with 0.
He got real greedy, yo.
Once again, once we hit to the betting part of the pod this week, let us know if you hit anything.
Yo, bro, my man Rel in the building.
What's up? Oh, y'all filming? My bad.
You cool, bro?
No, you good? So, what you think we're gonna happen this week when we get out there? You think we're gonna win this week?
I'm a little scared of Kyler.
Okay, me too.
I know y'all got your reservations about him. I'm a little scared of him.
Yeah, no. I mean, I have reservations as we're talking long-term franchise. Like when you got to play him individually.
Yeah, I'm scared.
He always gonna because you can't game plan with somebody like that.
Yeah, I'm real scared of him. He's elusive.
Right,
He's
elusive, make
fast.
some things happen. They got a bunch of young, fast receivers. They get to when Kyler gets to scrambling, you know what I'm saying, they get wide open because you're forgetting about them. Of course, they have Mr. Number 86 over there. Right, you see this is an emotional game for Tay over there, being the Zach Ertz's favorite player of all time.
Man.
Yeah. It happens.
I told him he needed to stop picking favorite players.
Yeah.
Since he's been like 10, every time he pick a favorite player on the team, they wind up getting traded.
Yeah, like especially in Philly, it's inevitable.
The first one,
Ertz is different. He got old, but he already got what I wanted. So
that's how I look at it. So he was on a Super Bowl team, so I ain't really worrying about.
Every time I be killing him about Goddard being a better tight end, he was like, "But did he make the winning catch in the Super Bowl though?" Yeah, that's all he said. That's all he brings up. So I mean, was it Deshaun Jackson was the first one? He got his jersey and all that shit. Then they get rid of him. Then it was McCoy the next year, and Chip gets rid of him too. It was like every time. Then it was Vic. Then he got old to get about it. He was like, yo, every time I want to buy him,
you gotta do what I do, Ty. I just buy stuff that just got a bird on it. I don't give no name. Thank God for Die Hard Philly.
Right. How about that? Shout out to Die Hard. Always. Matter of fact, he had a nice Die Hard shirt on at the game last week.
He a season ticket holder too?
No. He would have talking about
okay.
Tay. Tay got the number 11 always open shirt on.
Oh, that's a hot one.
The AJ Brown. So if you're looking for Philly merchandise that's a little bit different than what you normally get, visit Die Hard Philly on Instagram. That's DYE hard HARD Philly. Obviously PHILLY on Instagram and get all your stuff right there. What you got next?
Listen, man. These fucking Phillies, right? They trying to get everybody hyped up with this little tour they got going on, y'all.
the rally today?
Yeah.
I mean, you know me. I threw the little Phillies hat on, out of support.
Where did it start today? Because I know one of these days it started over in Runnymede, New Jersey. I think that's the next day. That might be tomorrow or next. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the game started tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I think it started today down to the Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. Then it made its way up Broad Street to like City Hall. They over in Roxborough, Manny, all types of places.
I'm just like, I don't know. I just can't get hyped for it, man.
I mean, I'm hyped that they made it. I'm not hyped that I'm expecting anything. Do I think we can beat the Cardinals? Absolutely.
I think we can too.
We definitely can beat the
all
Cardinals.
The teams, like that
was the only team we could beat.
That's the team you want. I better say.
You know, and I want that to happen just so we can at least have a home playoff game. Because if this first round of the wild card, we don't get a home game. Like all 3 games are in St. Louis.
Down there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as long as we can, I think we can get 2. I think we can get the first 2 with Wheeler and Nola pitching, and then after that, I think we got to play the Braves, and then we'll be going home after that.
All this red October and all this.
But
I'm like, come on now.
We're beating the Braves.
You think we'll beat the Braves?
Yeah.
See, beating the Braves.
You think, Lo? I don't think so, Lo.
I didn't want nobody else but the Cardinals or the Braves. I feel even the Mets. Like we go neck and neck with these dudes, and then as soon as the backups come in, that's when we just.
You're right. The
losing.
bullpen.
Yeah, the bullpen. Yeah. So I mean, I wanted to play the Braves next. And I mean, of course.
Here's the crazy thing: the team, besides the Cardinals, the team I'm not scared about the least is the Dodgers. I don't worry about the Dodgers. As great as they are, I think we match up good about that. But there's something about the Mets and the Braves being in the same division. They always kill us.
Killing us.
I mean, first of all, I don't want to see Scherzer and DeGrom when I'm playing the Mets. And there's something about the Braves where we play them tight, like you said, we play them tight the first 6-7 innings. Then we get to that 7th inning and we go to the bullpen, and they start lighting us up, and we get roasted. So I'm just happy that they're in it. I'm happy that they broke the 10-year streak. It's kind of karma, I guess, that when we play tomorrow, it's the 11-year anniversary of the last time we made the playoffs, the very last game when Ryan Howard, tore his Achilles, and Roy Halladay we lost 1-0 that game. Mm-hmm. So it's karma. So hopefully we can get the Cardinals and just ride it for as long as it is. My motto for the last 6, 7, 8 years has been, I just want the Phillies to get us to football season. So this year we extended it. They're taking us to the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? So they did their job. I see the hole. The reason why I'm not excited, I think, like you, Soup, is we see the holes in the team.
Yeah.
Right? They've been inconsistent all year. The hitters are inconsistent. The bullpen's inconsistent. The starters are so-so after you get past the first 2. They don't have what you need to win. Like, Castellanos been a bust Schwarber has been crushing it with home runs, but if he ain't hitting a home run, he ain't doing much. Reese is inconsistent. Bryce has been battling injuries all year. Got a bunch of young guys at the bottom lineup. It is what it is. It's fun. It's exciting, but I don't have no expectations, and that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I can't wait to watch tomorrow at 2 o'clock. But other than that, I'm not really, like, excited, like, yo, you know, get out the pom-poms and, like you said, Red October and all the other stuff. No.
When I saw that tour they had going on, I'm like, who got to take this shit?
They had like 32 people.
It
looked like there was more people putting it together than there was actually showing up
to
to celebrate.
They had to start in New Jersey at 6:30 in the morning and running me to New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, who can be out there?
Nobody. Not a soul. So
No.
they're trying to bring everybody back. Jimmy Rollins is on the radio today. Like, yeah, he was on WIP. I think he's going to be on there like around 5 o'clock tonight. I mean, they doing their best to spark it in the city, but we all know. We're a smart fan base. We're passionate. We might be fools, but we are smart at the same time. We're very emotional. You know, we get, typecasted as a rude and ignorant fan, but it's all rooted in the fact of passion and just being intelligent of the sport. And you're not just going to do anything to us. Like, we see that you've been inconsistent all year, so we're not going to fall for it. Yeah. Well, we damn near backed into it because it took the Brewers choking against the Marlins a couple games to help us get in anyway. So it ain't like we've been on some roll.
And I've never been a fan of getting into the playoff because of other people losing.
Right.
I've never been a fan of that.
So, I mean, there's that. I hope we keep talking about them. I hope they keep going as far as they can. But, how you feel about your team squad over there? How you feel about the Yankees? You good?
Yeah.
You feel confident? Y'all got a first round bye?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. There's 2 teams, right, to get by?
Yeah, it should be the Astros.
Them and the Astros.
Okay, yeah.
How y'all think the Sixers looking with the preseason?
I don't want them to put Maxey on the court again until the regular season counts.
I agree.
My man is on fire.
I agree.
Right? He dropped 20 in a quarter in both games. He dropped 21 in the first quarter last night, 20 in the first quarter the week before. Sit that young man down. There's no need for him to play.
Right.
Let Shake play. Let Melton play.
The people who need the
Let
practice.
all these dudes that's going to be at the back of the bench with the season. There's no need for him to step back on the court. I mean, you can't take much from the preseason, but he's out there just hitting open jumpers. I see what I see. I don't want Embiid get hurt. I don't want Harden get hurt. Sit down somewhere. You play 2 games. I think we're 11 days away till the season starts. I've seen enough. Just let them practice. No need to put them in the game.
I think Maxey's going to be better, though.
I mean, the way it looks like
I don't think he hit a ceiling. Because even his reaction to them losing, like, calling, wanting to get better and all that, I think he's going to be better. I think he might have that Kobe effect where he going to...
Have you watched the preseason?
I only saw the game, the one who they just beat by 2 the other night.
Cleveland.
Yeah, I saw.
So you didn't see when they played Brooklyn,
I
right?
didn't see the Brooklyn game. They beat Brooklyn now, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Shout out to Ben Simmons, bum ass.
Did he play?
He did play.
How did he look?
They played everybody. They played Ben, Harden. I mean, they played Ben, Kyrie, and Durant.
How did Ben look?
Like Ben, missed the elbow jumper. I don't think he took any other shot except like he had a dunk. Like he had a dunk on a fast break. But I think he missed the elbow jumper, passing the ball around. Like he was Ben.
Missed 2 free throws.
Missed 2 free throws. He was Ben. It was the quintessential Ben Simmons that we always see.
Wow.
I loved every fucking second of it. But no, the reason why I asked you if you watched the game is I want you to actually, and you're saying you're looking for a pause moment, I want you to actually look at Maxey. Maxey looks bigger. He looks grown. Like like when we drafted him, he was 19 or 20. Right. You can tell now he's 22. Like the facial structure is getting a little different. Like he still has the baby face look, but like I can't. It's hard to explain. Like the jawbone is a little bit more man-like. Like maturing. His shoulders are getting a little bit while like he's putting on. You can tell he's been lifting. Tell he's been working out in summer. He just looks like he's maturing. That he's going from from an old teen to a young adult. You can just see it. And if his body is maturing and maybe it doesn't wear down as the season goes on, I expect him to have a big season next to the other 2.
I think he's gonna be real good. I think we're gonna eventually have I think we're gonna have a big 3 with them 3. That's what I think.
Did you? Now I know you said you watched the Cleveland game. Did you happen to see the pregame right before? So Doc touched on something that we had a big debate on in here. They asked him, for the first time, you feel like you finally have a bench, right? And not even just the bench, it was the bench players that they brought in, right? The Montrezl Harrell, PJ Tucker, the big brothers as we call them, right? And they asked Doc about it, and he was like, well, it's so much more easier when players police the locker room, and then us coaches can just coach. Right. We don't have to do both. So that's kind of like the synopsis of what I was trying to get at when I was telling you we needed to sign some of these players that are veterans that'll keep Embiid in line for the length of the season and not let him go on that emotional roller coaster that he seems to go to, especially around playoff time where so many things affect him. Mm-hmm. So now if you got those players in the locker room, maybe it'll make Doc a better coach because now they can just concentrate on coaching and not have to worry about the bench situation, answering questions all the time, not have to worry if Joe is feeling some type of way about something, if Harden, was out partying the night before. They have guys inside the locker room that's going to police that and keep everybody in line. Now the coach is just coach. So to me though, they're out of excuses. Like it's either you get out of the second round this year or like everything kind of has to be blown up. Right, Doc got to go and things like that.
No, I'm gonna say doctors may have to go if they don't make it out, because they got the personnel now.
Right, so I'm saying Doc got to go if you want to make major changes. Like if it's time to send Embiid somewhere, like unless they're just derailed by a bunch of injuries, then that makes sense. But if you are fully healthy to an extent, and again you can't get out of the second round, then it's time to go a different way.
I agree with that.
So I guess that's my Sixers preview before we actually get into the season. How you feel?
I mean, it's preseason. I don't care. I just want to see what's going to happen in the playoffs.
So you just want to.
I still want a shooter. I still want a shooter on our bench. I still think Thibault isn't going to be that person that we want him to be, no matter what they say about him. Progressive and been working out and been improving. I still want a shooter, in my opinion.
Not Furkan? Furkan's not a shooter for you?
No. I'm a consistent shooter.
Right, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta wait for that for the trade deadline. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think somebody gonna be out.
Like there's no shooters.
I just want somebody in general. Like R20, like the year when we had Butler and it was Butler, Redick, and all them. I feel like our bench was actually good. I wish we had another year with that whole team together. I feel like
was the bench good though, or just was the starting five?
Everybody.
The starting five was so good that you could rotate them and you didn't miss that much on the bench.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because either Butler or Embiid was always on the floor at one time or the other.
Yeah, but we don't have Butler no more. We don't have Ben no more. We don't have JJ Redick anymore. We don't have who was the dude? Ennis.
James
Ennis.
Mm-hmm.
Who was coming up? We don't have Mike Scott no more. Who was sitting in the corner. No matter if
he was a big brother.
He was tough though. He was
a big brother.
He used to fight anybody for him.
Yeah. So
there was nobody was going to mess with Embiid when Mike Scott was on.
We don't have Ersan no more.
Ersan wasn't on that team though. That was the year before.
Was Sark on it? Or none of them?
No, they all left. Covington and Sark left for Butler. Ersan and Bellinelli.
That was the year we got eliminated off the bounce.
Yeah. Ersan and Bellinelli was the year before.
Was it Melon?
We didn't have a lot of backup. That's what I'm saying because we had JJ and we had JJ, Tobias, Ben, Butler, and B. So two or three of those were always on the floor at one time. There wasn't, like you said, there was Ennis. It was Scott, and who was Embiid's backup that year? Was it Rashawn Holmes was the backup? Because we shipped Covington and Sark out to get Butler. I just remember Ennis and Scott coming off the bench. Those are the seven that I remember. Maybe TJ. TJ McConnell was on the bench. Was the point guard. So there was the 8. There was the playoff 8, and 3 of them were on the floor at one time. That's why it seemed like quote unquote the bench was better because you had enough star talent there between Harris, Embiid, Butler, Ben, and Redick. 3 of those 5 were always on the floor at one time. Now I kind of forget who Embiid's backup was. I know he didn't play much.
I would say he didn't get a lot of time.
He didn't get a lot of time, but that's why I wanted to say it was Holmes or I know it wasn't Drummond. Drummond wasn't here at that time. Obviously Dwight Howard wasn't here at that time.
But I agree with Tay. I wouldn't mind running back with that team.
Of course, but we all know what happened with that team. Elton Brand and Brett Brown fucked that up.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle Jimmy, so that's what blew that whole thing up. But I'd like the bench now. The bench is much deeper. They have a lot of adults in the room now. So we'll see. You can never, in this league, have enough shooters. That's obvious. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I think you have to wait till a midseason trade for that. Some team that thought they were going to. Greg Monroe.
Boban.
Bobby was there.
That's who else was on there. Jonathan Simmons.
But he didn't play much. He came as a trade deadline.
He didn't exam?
He came at the trade deadline. He came from Orlando. That's the Fultz trade, right? That's when we traded Fultz for him. He only played the last month and a half of the season, and he ain't played much. It was Scott and Ennis and Monroe and TJ. They were the 4 guys off the bench by the time we played off. Because we made the trade for Jimmy Butler in December, and that sent Dario Saric and Covington out. So I mean, you're not wrong with the shooter. You always need shooting, but to start the season, I think they're fine.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
Well, while we're in basketball, what's your we're gonna swerve off. You know, we have our resident Celtics fan in the building, right? You know, what's going on in your organization, right? You're just popping whatever.
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. There's a lot of stuff about the teams he don't know, but he knows when they winning. That's all that
I
matters.
don't follow all that.
I
I'm
feel
getting paid for it.
Okay, what you think, Sue?
Come to find out, fucking everybody.
Everybody.
No, the only thing that I don't like, yo, and just follow me here.
All right, you gonna take us down the path?
Yeah.
Do you think this goes on in other organizations?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's publicized like this?
No.
No.
Do you think it's racial?
Yes.
No.
No. Tell me why you don't think it's racial.
I think it's the person that he popped is what made this go profile. What's made this came out in public.
I'm trying to figure out why he cheating.
Why who's cheating? I mean, we never know that. We discussed that last week.
Look who he's with. Why
But we don't know if she crazy on. There might be a reason why she can't keep a man. Right? Who do we all say that about, right? We all who doesn't like Halle Berry, right?
They say
She can't keep nobody.
Can't keep nobody.
Right? Mariah can't keep nobody. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what these females are like at home, but that's you know, here nor there.
Yeah.
I think the reason why it became public is because he was trying to pop 2 of them.
Dang.
One of them, I think, is high up. From what I read, one of them is high up on the chart. They haven't identified who, but one of them is a high up executive's wife, and the other Joan reported him because she turned down the offers. Right?
Executive wife.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it was an executive wife.
Dang.
It's high up on the organizational chart.
Right.
Because whoever it was supposed to be the one that's in charge of travel for the team.
Right.
So that woman was helping Nia travel
Oh.
and move to Boston to be around him
Oh.
at the same time popping him
Right.
on the side. So it was real messy.
That's messy.
But the reason why it became public was the second one. I think he was trying to pop another one, and she wasn't adhering to his advances and reported him. Like, he's making me uncomfortable. Like,
Right.
they didn't say what it was, what he's saying, or anything like that, but she reported it because this investigation has been going on since July. The organization found out in July, and it just finally becomes public in September after they kind of get all their facts and make the decision to suspend them. So that's the only reason why I feel like it's not racially motivated. I just think it's who he was popping that happens.
Now, this is my second question. Would y'all jeopardize that kind of money over some yams?
No.
It happens every day.
No.
I don't know,
It
cuz.
happens every day.
I don't.
Because when you're making moves like that, because I want to say we all say no, we wouldn't do that because I'm not trying to count nobody's pockets in here, but I don't think anybody in here is making millions.
No.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't play the money game, so that wouldn't work with me.
What you mean?
I don't play the money game.
What do you mean you don't play
My
the
money
money?
is my money.
Right, I get that. But you're saying he's not paying.
Right. I'm just saying I wouldn't want to lose my money either.
That's a lot.
That is correct, but a lot of times it's not. You're not making those decisions.
Right.
Think about the money.
Yeah. Right.
I'm the Boston Celtics coach, right?
Right.
I'm one of my 6'8" ex-NBA player, right? Here you go. You want another pause moment?
Why you missing the side?
No, because when it became public that he was dating Nia Long, all the girls was talking about him too. Like, like okay, Nia, we see you, light skin, tall, ex-NBA player, money. Blah, blah, blah. He had a profile, right? He had a profile, nice looking guy. Beard was always sharp, nice eye, all the stuff they said.
Yeah, I ain't never heard nothing about his eyes.
Yeah, you did. You did. He trying to, come on, right? Like, first of all, don't you fucking come on, your ass will be walking home. Right? But you know what I'm saying? He had a profile. I'm sure he was just getting it thrown at him. So at that point, you're not thinking, oh, waste of money, blah, blah, blah. And if you would have kept it with the one was cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was the next one that kind of got him on there, like, yo, this ain't cool, I'm reporting it, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So, would we risk the money just talking about no? But we've all done stupid. We've all had things to lose inside this room. And we've all done the same thing he's done. I'm talking for the people that I know. You know, I'm going to put on everybody. But the ones that I know, every man I've known has had something good at home, whether it be a nice job, a good woman that cooks it, and still just want to be a man. Like, let me just see if I can pop that and put what he has built at home on the line for something temporary. So I don't think your job title, I don't think your name, I don't think the amount of money that you make comes into that. It's just a man decision. It's just man being man.
When it comes to at the job, it's more of power.
Yeah.
A position of power, and what comes with power comes with money, so all that equals. But in this situation, I think when you become a head coach and then on top of that lead a team to NBA finals in your first year, you're popular now, you're popular.
Yeah.
So now you have a position of power, popularity, and then on top of that, if it's true that he was messing around with an executive wife, you know, like you said, women throw themselves at you. You know what I mean? And then his home front situation, they've been together for a long time. So it got to be something there.
And she stay out on the West Coast with their son, right? With their child.
Something there that's not gelling right, because
I mean, first of all, like, forget the rest. It's probably just the excitement.
That too.
Just saying I can.
That too.
Right?
Yeah.
Anybody,
that comes
has anybody here that worked at the job not mess with a Joan at some point in time that you work with? Who normally, if you was outside the workplace, you probably wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, but just because you was, it's something, you know, that's me in the break room, like whatever you know, they come out to the work truck. It's the excitement. It ain't really, you ain't really like.
Do it if all that money was at stake. I don't think I would do it. That's a lot of bread at stake to me. Kind of $3 million.
But when the bread is normal, right? When the bread is normal, when getting the money is when you are used to getting that money, because he was a player. Then he went to assistant coaching. The money is just an everyday. When you're hanging with money, money is just money.
Yeah, that's just not.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're not thinking about that.
You're not thinking about that.
I'm going down another road then. If you already was who you was, the game shouldn't be that big no more. You're old head now.
That comes with the excitement. Let me see if I can get the owner's wife. Let me see if I can get the general manager's wife.
You didn't hit. Come on, cuz you're a nice looking boy that was in the NBA. You got money.
You tell me you don't know no ass still here running the streets playing the game?
I think they fools.
They may be fools, but this is gonna happen.
Yeah, but cause I'm gonna tell when is enough enough? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Whenever you feel like you enough.
Babe, but you gotta retire at some point, cuz.
At some point.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
But he young. He young for head coach.
See, I don't think he young. I don't think he young for sexual experiences.
But it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
But, I mean, I can't say what's going on with his
man. Why not?
But I just know me at that level right now, at that part of that, like that kind of power, I would be scared to be doing that kind of stuff. I would be moving the other way. I'll be scared of sexual harassment. I would be scared of, you know.
When we had your brother on the show, right? When we had your brother on the show, one of the things we talk about the athletes and something, it's just the competitive nature. There's something about an athlete that they have a separate, you know, chromosome or something in the DNA that's just a little bit different than the normal person. That it's something about the competition, something about me, you telling me I can't do it, that drives me to do it. Like, it's what athletes all the time, right? Brady retired. We'll touch on Brady a little bit, but Brady retired. He couldn't stay retired more than 2 months because there was just something there. Mike retired. There's something about it that made him come back. You know, there's something about the athletes and the people that are powerful, like you said, and are successful. They have something else that drives them. So, yeah, I know I got this money and I'm a coach and I'm young and I'm getting pussy thrown at me. Maybe this one wasn't thrown at me. So this excites me. Me trying to get the president's wife or the vice president, or me trying to pop in the general manager's office, you know, where we bring the free agents in. Right. Maybe that's what he was chasing. That it didn't really have to do with the female per se. It was the excitement of the act.
Nah, I just think that wanting to score more touchdowns and fucking people wives is apples and oranges, guys. Like, I just look at it totally different, yo. Like far as competitive nature. Like me trying to hit your girl and me trying to outscore you in the game, that's apples and oranges to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's totally like something wrong.
It's the drive that makes you successful.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm talking about.
I just don't see, like,
I mean, we see people in power. We see people in power throw their shit away all the time for a bunch of different reasons because they just can't turn whatever they have off. Like I'm not gonna speak in specifics, but you haven't always been the greatest husband, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
In your parameter, right? I'm not putting you in the same class as a ball player, But in your parameter, you had a lot of things going. So you were running a successful business. You had other ventures on the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot to lose. You had children that were yours and you were raising that weren't yours, and all. You had a lot of shit to lose, right?
I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you still was doing shit that other men would be like, yo, that's your wife at home, that's your kids, this is your barbershop, this is you running this, you in Mason, you DJing, you rapping. Why would you have homegirl come to the shop and throw all your shit in the shop? Like, why would you have to, why would you throw that away?
I still think that's apples and oranges.
It's not. He did the same thing. He's just on a different level.
It wasn't $3 million.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the $3 million. Is
So if your barbershop was a national chain, right? Not just Killers on Wyoming, right? And you was and you franchised out through a couple, and your bottom line was 3.7 mil every year.
No, but let's go through the whole motion.
Huh?
My pop is my business partner. He told me you can't pop the shampoo girls, or all this is over. I'm not touching them shampoo girls, guys.
I don't believe you. Because I know you.
I know me.
I know you
that
too.
That kind of chicken, I ain't messing that up. I'm not saying that I was gonna be.
Because in your mind,
I'm not hitting nobody with this.
You're saying like in your mind how I know how you used to think. If I can make this 3.7 once, I can make this 3.7 again. I'll open up another shop, get on my grind, stay open all night long. My clientele's gonna follow me wherever I go anyway.
But do you think that's his attitude with being a coach?
It could be.
Nobody might not touch him.
It could be because maybe Shorty was like it. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback.
It's not the fact that he did what he did. It's the fact that how it all played out and his organization putting it out in the public like that.
Oh, definitely. I think that's crazy. That's crazy.
I think they did that strategically.
No, they had to.
I think that's crazy.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, why would they not?
Because here's it all. In any business, it don't even have to be the NBA. If you have a relationship with an employee, another employee, whether that employee is under you or next to you, that's an HR problem.
Correct.
Right? So that don't has to be disclosed to the public.
Okay.
That can be handled in-house. You're suspended, you're fired, whatever. And we just don't have a reason as the public to know why you got fired.
That's where you're wrong.
Okay, how so?
So it's almost an apples and oranges thing. A sports franchise is a public entity, right? It's people's taxpayers' dollars that pay for that business, right? That stadium that they play in, that the ticket revenue, the sales of the jerseys. So are you telling me that when did the suspension come down? Like the first week of September, right? On September 10th, it was required for all NBA teams to have their televised media day, right? It's required. It's in everybody's contract. Yeah. Are you telling me Brad Stevens, the GM, and whatever the homeboy and owner of the Celtics is just going to pop up and be like, we suspended our coach. We got somebody else coaching. We'll see y'all when the season starts. And there's going to be no questions.
They could have some bullshit like they normally do with
but they
everybody
can't.
else.
They can't.
Yes, they can. It's ways around it.
There's not. There's not. Not in this.
Just like you said earlier, because who he was dealing with, it affected that person and the way to make him do that.
Right. But you got to remember, they didn't say the specifics. They said he's been suspended for a year for conduct detrimental to an employee.
No. They say this. They say he's been suspended for a year due to consensual relationships.
That was the second
employee.
announcement. That was the second announcement. The first announcement was not that. It wasn't until Woj and Shams broke the news of saying that there was consensual relationships with a higher executive. Then the second press conference, the Celtics acknowledged that's what it was. The initial press release didn't have anything. It was he is under investigation and could either be suspended and or fired due to conduct detrimental to organization.
That's it. That's all they had to say.
No, because the decision wasn't made at the time. They didn't announce what the decision was. It was 4 days later it came out that he's been suspended for the year. It was 20 minutes after that is when Shams and Woj broke the news that he had consensual sexual relationships with a high-ranking Boston Celtics official's wife. So the team never came out and told you until they broke the story, and then they were asked about it at the news conference. But sports is a public entity. If you're dealing on the constituents to pay the bills,
Yeah, but they,
It's not. It's not.
I don't think they had to put all that out there.
Make that
I don't
public.
think they
But they did it. Like, what are we talking about? The Celtics didn't give the initial press release.
How many times on your theory, your premise, how many times has a CEO of someone like Coca-Cola, Apple has stepped down or got fired, but they put it out on the plug, he's no longer here due to however they worded it, but we don't know the real specifics.
Yeah. Thousands of times this happened.
Right, they could have did it.
Why is that?
They could have done
Why
it.
is that?
But every day we buy Apple, Coca-Cola.
Correct. I'm going to ask you.
Pay their bills.
You're right. You are a million.
So
I'm
they
not
didn't
disagreeing with
have
that
to
part,
do
but I'm
that.
going to ask you why does it just fly under the radar?
Not saying that
Is that CEO of Coca-Cola dropping the Coca-Cola off at your house and now you have a different delivery driver? No.
But
He's the face of the franchise that coaches the team and is required. He is required to speak to the media on behalf of the organization every single day. It's in their contract. So yes, the SmithKline Beecham or GlaxoSmithKline, the pharmaceutical companies, can just fire CEOs every day. None of them are the ones responsible for giving you your Tylenol. They just make the decisions for the business. Sports is a different entity. They are publicly funded. There has to be a level if you want the consumer.
Everybody's publicly funded, but
that is correct. But we don't fund the Tylenol factory. Right? We don't.
We're consumers.
The city of Boston, the people in Boston, taxes directly went to opening up their new stadium. So it has to. Tylenol doesn't have to pass a law or ask for it during the vote. Is it okay if we use 1.3% of your taxes to give a $680 million bond to the team to build the stadium that they'll eventually pay back in the treasury note over 25 years? Tylenol don't have to do that. They open up the factory, they shut the factory down. They move to the burbs, they come back to the city. They don't have to answer to us.
Everybody get government funding, but that's another story.
To a certain extent.
I'm saying that all in all, they could have did it a different way.
There is no different way.
You know what I mean? Just like
what different way?
Just like we think that we have public celebrities that we can be in a business all the time, but if something really go down, they PR people know how to word stuff in a certain way to give us our imagination of what really went down. They may tell us a little bit, but don't tell us the full story.
What are they?
Here, you got the full goddamn story.
Right.
And then on top of that, you got us thinking that there's more women than what it is.
What title did you give that other person you said? A public celebrity. Who does the celebrity? But who does celebrity work for? Who does Will Smith work for? Himself. He's an actor. If they want to put him in a movie, they put him in a movie. If they don't, he no longer acts, and he doesn't have a job.
Going to the box office, there will be no Will Smith.
Correct.
Just like on your theory, without us going to the stadium,
that is correct.
Paying our tax dollars,
that is correct. But he is not contracted. He doesn't have to be an iRobot. Will Smith doesn't have to be an iRobot. Ime Udoka has to be the coach of the Celtics until they fire him, and then they're going to tell you some reason why. We don't know everything that went into Brett Brown getting fired. We have the story.
But that's one of my examples I was about to say. Like, why is it with a sexual relationship we know everything, but then with other decisions we know nothing?
Because this decision.
You get what I'm saying?
We don't know we don't know the whole story. All we know is that he had.
We know enough.
What, that he had sex with a high-ranking official?
Yeah, like I kind of felt with Brett Brown. I don't know. We assuming,
we don't know. Who put that out first?
For as what?
Who let us know that he got suspended because he was having sex with a high-ranking official? It wasn't the Boston Celtics.
Yes, it was.
No, you keep missing the point.
They had
the Celtics. They had a press conference.
They had a whole press conference about it.
You got to let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
They had 2 press conferences. The very first press conference was saying that he has been suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. And that was it. That was the initial thing.
Ooh.
And then, hold on.
So here you go.
No. You got to let me finish.
Go ahead.
This is the pod. You got to let me finish, right? The next day, 20 minutes after that initial statement, it was breaking news. The report is from Shams and Woj that he was having consensual sex. The Celtics never said it initially. Whoever leaked it to them put it out there. They then had to have another press conference 3 days after the initial one, agreeing that yes, that is the case.
So what had happened was the first press conference that they had, after that, everybody was speculating about the woman,
Right.
right? And they was getting the wrong women.
Correct. Because
Right.
everyone was on the board.
So
And they still haven't identified which one it was.
So the Celtics had to have another press conference because women that was on the staff was getting thrown under the bus, had no involvement in that situation, and so they felt some type of way. So they had to have another press conference to protect the other females that had no other involvement. But still, in the second press conference, they could have just said, "The women y'all are speculating, that's not the case, but we still going under our further investigation. We'll get back to you later."
No.
Later.
You're missing the main part of the second press conference. The second press conference they had after they officially announced the timeline of the suspension. That was the initial part of the second press conference. It was added on that they had to talk about the women that were being blamed that weren't a part of it. That was part of it. The premise, the press release for the second press conference was to announce the official time length of his suspension, to say that he's not been fired, but we are suspending him for the year. That was the second press conference. The questions led up to the, well, was it this one? Is it that one? And that's when Brad Stevens almost started crying and saying it's unfair to the women's organization of being blamed, of being drugged on social media. They addressed that part, yeah, but the press conference for number 2 was to announce the length of the suspension. So they still only addressed reports. They didn't release the report saying that it was sexual. It was the inside NBA reporters that got information from someone. Could it came from the Lakers? Sure. Could it came from someone inside the organization that wants Ime's job? Could it have been the husband of the chick that got popped that's telling them? We don't know who it is. But the official press release never stated that he was out there having sex with somebody. That's what's being convoluted.
And then on top of that, I don't think it was racially motivated, but I do think that whoever he was dealing with, like you said,
it was the second one.
They was higher up, and they was, salty, embarrassed, and they wanted him to pay for what he did.
But I don't think it was that, because the one that so what we do know, or what was reported, the one that he was physically popping didn't care. She was with it. It's the other one that he started trying to make more advances to.
Yeah,
She's
so
the one that reported.
They said, all right, well, he's popping my wife and trying to get another girl.
No, the female reported it to the team, and they had to investigate. Right. That's when they found out he was popping the executive of the other one. She never did the report. She was cool. She was going to keep flying Nia out to wherever it was the other one.
But even in most cases like this, a person gets fired. Why suspend them? Why take half his pay and hold him there where he can't get another job?
Why?
Normally a situation like this, like I said, it's an HR problem. They keep it in house.
He should be fired. What do you mean?
Okay, and I'm with you on that. Yeah. So if I'm fired, why further embarrass me with this press conference? Why further embarrass me with holding me where I can't go to another team, get another job? Because now they know all my business.
So you won't get another job.
Exactly. So I think this was strategically planned so he wouldn't be able to, 1, go to another team, 2, don't ever get another NBA job nowhere, and 3, be publicly humiliated.
And then if you do get a job,
am I missing something?
For something that
Am I missing something? They didn't fire him. So he still has a job.
No.
So how are they holding him back from getting another job when he still has a job?
But your money is still messed up.
But that's the decision that you made for doing what you did.
But that goes back to
the repercussions.
But that goes back to what I said as why I wouldn't do it.
I get that part, but he's saying like, why embarrass him or why? You're a public entity. You're the face of a franchise. I'm not going to put your business out there. He's supposed to get his haircut. I'm not going to put your business, but you work for a Fortune 500 company, right? As do I. If I got caught popping the wife of someone of my executives, I'm fired. I'm not just suspended.
Ain't nowhere in the world you can tell me, with all the superstar athletes, past and present, no player has popped a cheerleader. No player has popped a trainer.
But do you know about it?
No. My point exactly. We don't know about it.
Okay.
Because why? Whether it was...
Because it wasn't reported as sexual assault. That's you keep leaving the major parts out.
This wasn't sexual
Yes,
assault.
she said it was. She's the sexual innuendo that... How you going to say no?
That's not you right there. It wasn't.
That's what she
sexual
reported. That's what started the investigation.
Nah.
That the sexual advances were unwanted by
No,
victim number 2.
Nah.
What do you mean no?
That wasn't confirmed yet. That wasn't confirmed yet.
Okay, it does. All right.
wasn't confirmed.
So if you want to play with the war on words, then fine.
That
It
wasn't
wasn't confirmed
confirmed.
yet, but she reported it to the HR department that you keep claiming should handle it. That's who she
If that was
reported it to.
confirmed, I'm pretty sure they would have a third press release saying that he's absolutely fired. He's out of here. He's gone.
Right? They
That
haven't
wasn't
confirmed that he
See, I
did
always
it.
thought- see, I
But
thought
what's
he-
been confirmed is
I
that
thought
what
he was
started
popping
this whole
shorty, and
thing.
then once it was over, she ain't want to do it no more. That's what I thought was going on with the second chick.
Maybe that was the
That's what I
case.
thought was going on. I think that's
But
why he didn't get fired.
according
Because
to that-
It was consensual. They both agreed to
No, I'm
it.
talking about with the second one too. I don't think. I
don't think
I
they-
think
okay,
she got
yeah.
yams up.
Exactly.
She probably found out about the first one and then she got mad. Like, no, you're not.
Could be.
You're not hitting anybody.
But whatever caused her to go to HR though,
Yeah.
like should have got him fired, but they didn't fire him. So they're not embarrassing or holding him back. He still has a job.
No, yeah.
No,
What do you mean? No, he's still the head coach of the
No,
Boston
he's not.
Celtics.
You really not though because you ain't working this year.
Fam,
He's
but
not working this year.
they did not fire. They can fire him and be done.
No, this one. All right, so let's
They can fire him. They're gonna suspend him for a year and then fire him.
Let's say you make $100,000 a year.
Okay.
You do what he did at work,
Mhm.
and they say, look, E, we gonna give you 50 this year. Let me go somewhere and I can make my bean.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do that. You're just making up your own scenario.
No,
that's
that's
it.
They
They give him half
did
his
not.
money. They give
They
him half his
suspended
salary.
him without pay
For how
for
many
1 year. For 1 year.
So he's not getting nothing.
He's not getting nothing this year as part of the suspension, but he's not been fired. After the 1 year,
So-
hold on. After the 1 year, if they do decide to still fire him, whatever years and money that's left on the contract is owed to him. So if he signed a 5-year deal, he got money for year 1 when they went to the finals. Year 2, he gets nothing because he's suspended. If they say, you know what, this was a bad look on the organization, we played better under the interim coach, we're going to fire you anyway a year from now. He gets the money from year 3, year 4, year 5. So they didn't hold his money away, and they didn't fire him yet. So what are they holding him back from?
He can go work somewhere else right now.
Exactly.
He can't. Who's going to hire him right now?
And my point is that.
But that's his fault.
But nobody
That's
can.
his
And even if they
fault.
wanted to, nobody can.
That's his
You know what I'm
fault.
saying? Even if they wanted
But
to.
that's his fault. You're mad at the Celtics for suspending him instead of firing him? If they did fire him, he now has no money for the next 4 years. Because on your basis, no one's going to hire him. But then, because of what he did to get fired, they don't have to pay him his money.
Again, it goes back to my point. This is a common thing no matter where you work.
It's not common.
Yes, it is.
It's not common
Yes,
to the
it
public
is.
knowledge. It's common in
My
real
point
life.
Exactly. You're making my point again.
I'm not making your point. It's a real team.
But it's not public knowledge.
Okay, I'm off of this. I'm off of this stuff. Like it doesn't. Like we're talking in circles right now. It is common.
We're going to agree to disagree.
It's common in real life, but it's not common to the face of a sports franchise as storied as the Boston Celtics. I'm sorry, it's just not. That's it. That's it.
We going to agree to disagree.
Mark Jackson was popping the bull wife. What's his name? Matt Burns.
No, that's Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher was.
Derek Fisher. Yeah. What happened with that? You know
Nothing. Derek Fisher kept coaching because he was popping he was an ex-NBA player. Matt Barnes an ex-NBA player. They got together after they were divorced. He was just mad that someone that he knew was popping his ex-wife, and he went and fought him.
But didn't he go somewhere else and start popping one of the players while he got fired?
No.
I could have sworn Derek Fisher
But
lost his
Derek
job.
Fisher has a job. He never got fired. He only got fired because he was a bad coach.
Hold up.
I thought he popped one of the
No,
players'
but
wives.
that wasn't my point. Was that before you cut me off? My point was that this happens all the time. That's another situation where two people in the same industry,
What am I missing here?
in the same thing, mess around with each other's wives, girlfriends.
But they're not.
People that work
But
there.
they didn't.
They all
Derek Fisher.
intermingle with one
When
another.
Derek Fisher was coaching Dallas or whoever he was
You're
coaching,
missing the point.
didn't pop Mark Cuban's wife. He popped the.
I'm not saying that on an aspect, but I'm saying they all deal with each other in close proximity, in relations with one another. Whether it be an ex-player, a player that's on the team now, a person that's employed.
Give me an example.
I just gave you an example.
You didn't.
I just did.
You did not because Derek
just did.
Fisher.
Whether you're
Let me explain it to you
whether
again.
you're working at there or not.
Okay.
you're still involved with.
No, he wasn't. That's the part you're missing. Derek Fisher was a current NBA head coach.
No.
Matt Barnes, hold on. Matt Barnes was a retired basketball player. Matt Barnes divorced the mother of his children. Derek Fisher was a single man. Derek Fisher started popping Matt Barnes' ex-wife. Matt Barnes was upset because you know that was my wife and you knew that's who I was dealing with. So behind my back, you must have liked her at the time. He was a single man sleeping with a single woman that just happened to be all in the NBA circle. That's not the same as Derek Fisher. Hold on. Being in the circle but everybody single is completely different than the head coach fucking the general manager's wife.
But
that's two different things.
That's why Kanye made the song 30 Hours.
Yo, don't hear me.
But my point to you is, the point that I was trying to make with that was the parallel to.
Yeah, parallels. They're
Everybody's
factual.
smashing each
You're
other.
right.
So it's common. It happens.
Yes, we discussed it. We discussed rappers and sports players seem like they all date the same 6 women. You're right. But it's not the same when we're talking directly about the head coach.
No, but I'm saying you said it don't happen.
No, I'm saying it don't happen. That specific situation does not happen. The active head coach of any sports franchise frequently does not, to our knowledge, sleep with the general manager or team president's married wife. That doesn't happen. And if it does, that doesn't get out. Now, we've seen some video chick laid up with this sports player, and then 2 weeks later she's with that sports player. They all single, they all just passing the same. Yes, that is current. But we're talking about the head coach sleeping with the team president's wife. That doesn't happen. That's not...
Whether it's the team player's coach, wife, whether it's the cheerleader, whether it's the fucking lady at the front desk, the back desk, whoever it is, if you're an employee of an organization, you're getting popped by somebody at some point. It happens everywhere.
No one's denying that.
And that's my point. So
what are we talking? So what's the next topic, bro?
No, finish, right?
No, but what are we talking about, right?
So
no one. We all said
and that
I pop people in my job. Soup. We got that point. We're talking about
Soup never hit no employees.
Right. There was a couple shampoos. There was a couple shampoo joints in Wyoming.
His barber. His barber gave everybody raises.
I just think that this got put on freshly.
Your barber was giving everybody shampoo. He gave his own shampoo.
You brought up Kanye in his 30 hours.
Huh?
You brought up Kanye in his 30 hours.
Yeah.
White Lives Matter. Talk on it.
Kanye crazy, yo. And I would really want to have a sit down with him and ask him what that shirt is even about. What is he? Is he giving an explanation about that?
Probably somewhere. I tuned them
I
out.
think I seen something about, because isn't Kim white?
Okay.
Kim Kardashian?
But it has nothing to do with
I've
it.
seen him mention her in that situation, though.
No. The only time he mentions Kim is when he says that the white people are trying to brainwash my black children. Like,
No,
what the fuck is
he
Kanye
said-
talking
he
about?
said-
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you on the strip for you. I would wear it.
I wouldn't.
I would
I would not.
wear it for you though.
I don't want you to wear it. I don't want you to wear it for me. Because my people are not being killed by cops in the street for no reason.
But what that stand for, I don't know what kind of
So here's the bullshit reason they tried to say because BLM was a fraud and blah 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 blah. Listen, dude, you're too fucking smart to not understand what happened. The people behind the scenes that might have misallocated the funds that was donated to the Black Lives Matter movement may be pieces of shit but the fucking movement, what it stood for, what it's supposed to represent, is a vital piece of American society in today's ongoings. For you to mock it by you and fucking Candace Owens, a known fucking sellout, to be walking around in those shirts and then have was it Erykah Badu's daughter or no Lauryn Hill's daughter wear the fucking shirt with you is fucking ignorant as I don't know what. And if we can't see that this dude only cares about his own self-deprecation and just creating buzz so he can fucking sell something, I don't know what it's going to take for people to wake up. He's not a fucking genius. He's not smart. He wishes he was fucking white. He wants to be a gay white fashion designer so bad that he don't know what else to fucking do. Because the only time he gets mad is when he's not allowed in these closed door meetings with these other white fashion designers. That's who he wants to be. Kanye can fucking die right now and I wouldn't shed one tear. I wouldn't care one fucking bit. He's a walking oxymoron piece of shit and I don't care about him. That's just what it is.
That's real deep.
That's what it is. Because he's been doing this for 10, 15 years and there's still clowns that he's a genius. You don't get the message. You don't understand what he's saying. No, he's a self-righteous piece of shit that has never got the therapy and help that he's needed since his mom died.
Yes.
It's simple as that.
Yep.
It's simple as that. Fuck everything else. You cannot be telling me that Kim Kardashian and her mom and sisters are whitewashing your kids and the white person trying to hold your kids down and stop the black man from being a father, and you go on this stupid ass Balenciaga Fashion Week in these fucking muddy boots with a White Lives Matter t-shirt on. Fuck you, Kanye. That's all I got. Y'all can say whatever you want.
That's real strong. Is he a genius? I don't know. What's a genius? I don't know.
It ain't him. I'm not a genius, but neither the fuck is he.
However,
He might be a musical genius.
However, he's not uber famous. He's not uber rich for no reason. To get that type of money, to get that type of popularity, you got to be smart and make decisions and moves the way he's at.
Nope.
Now, what I'm not saying is everything.
He's not uber smart. The people that follow him are fucking. No, he's fucking dumb.
It may not be correct or politically correct, but I think everything he does, he strategizes.
No, he knows he has clowns following him. He has a cult following that are a bunch of idiots.
It came out that Black Lives Matter became pretty much a fraud. Okay. He's in dispute with Adidas and Gap. And he feel as though these white people was not letting him in certain industries. Okay. So maybe the shirt was a symbolize of saying that these white peoples are frauds to him. White Lives Matter. Fraud. I don't know. It could be a stretch.
This is exactly why he has the following he has. Because people are trying to find the reason why. I don't care. He's a fucking fraud. I'm not spending no more time on my show talking about it.
What the letters on the shirt or the words on the shirt say means anything to me, I really don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, black men are still killing black men at the end of the day. So, whatever. But we can't sit here and say Kanye is worthless, he don't mean anything, or all the other bullshit you done said about the man.
It ain't bullshit. It's how I feel. This is my podcast. I'm telling you, he ain't shit. He's fucking worthless. He's worthless. He makes comfortable shoes. That's it.
He got
that are ugly as shit, to be honest with you.
He got millions of people watching and listening.
And they're clowns. They're clowns.
We here talking about him. Everybody else in the world talking about him.
I told Soupa a year ago I don't want to fucking talk about him. Because the last time he did this shit is when he had an album coming out.
They gonna go.
Bro, I don't care. What's the next topic?
Millions to buy.
No, but I'm still thinking about the whole idea of the shirt too. I really want to hear an explanation from him on what it's about.
I do.
He said because white people matter. He said it on Instagram. He said because white people matter. That's his reason. And then he started going on some long tangent about some girl.
At the same time, it's funny to see how all the things you said about Kanye, if you really feel that way, that him wearing a piece of clothing upsets you like that.
You know why it upsets me? Because I have children that are black. My wife is black.
I have children that are black.
I get that. So for him to, because for him to try, listen, man, listen. For him to try to dehumanize or to make what the BLM is supposed to stand for less relevant is a fucking clown move.
You didn't make it less relevant.
It does make it, because you're making a mockery of what it's supposed to be.
They made a mockery of themselves when they came out there. It was fraud.
All right, come on. What's next?
No, I agree with that though.
They made a mockery of themselves.
I don't care, bro. I don't want to talk about it.
They came out there.
I don't care. As far as the BLM,
right?
Like when you hear that they stealing the bread, it deflates everything that went on.
But it shouldn't.
It does,
but it's not. But it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't. That broad that stole the money. That broad that stole the money. Yeah, she's a clown too. She a clown too.
But she's the
you
leader.
You might not have liked what
she's
Kaepernick.
The head of the Black Lives Matter movement.
But it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter. My people are still killing your people for no fucking reason.
But it's not
And they're hiding behind a shield. So it still matters. Whether she stole the money or not.
But I ain't gonna
The
front,
grassroots movement still means something.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. We still killing each other for no reason.
But that's a different topic. There
There
could be two truths.
I'm gonna tell you,
There could be two truths.
To you, but for me as a black dude, it's
Right.
the same topic.
It can't be.
It is though.
It can't be.
This is what
Because
saying to
I'm
you.
killing you because I don't like your skin color. That's it. I don't need no other reason. I don't like your color, so I'm
Listen,
shooting you
but
behind this
is what I'm
badge.
saying though. When I walk outside, I'm not worrying about no cops. I'm worrying about young black boys.
Exactly.
I carry my gun for them. I don't carry my gun for no cops.
Two truths can happen at the same time.
But even
I don't
but
even
what
care
I'm trying to say,
for
but as
white
long as
men.
that's going on, other people that are non-black, though, they don't even care about us dying. They looking at the news every day like, yo, they kill each other every day. So what difference does it make? That's how they look at us, guys.
That's no. They want to expedite. They want to expedite the process and kill a couple of y'all too.
But I've heard people say this out their mouths. They don't care about no movement we got going on as long as we keep exterminating each other.
That is true.
So it's like
that is part of a bigger problem.
A Black Lives Matter shirt or a White Lives Matter shirt don't mean nothing to us. They just shirts. Guys. I wouldn't give it that much energy. They just shirts. Whether he trying to sell something, whether the BLA chick stole something, it doesn't matter because by the time you leave here and cut the news on, it's gonna be another black boy that killed another black boy in Philadelphia. Not a cop. It's gonna be another black boy that did it.
So why can't both problems be addressed at the same time?
Me personally, guys, the cop shit is bad, but it's not as often as what I see every day. It's just not.
Because you just don't see it every day. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
I'm more worried about the immediate problems. That's how I look at it. Guys. If you tell me that I'm gonna need something fixed in my yard in 10 years, I'm okay with that. My roof is leaking right now.
Right.
And that's what's going on with the black on black shit. The roof is leaking in here right now, guys. We gotta stop that.
Right now.
I'm telling you guys, and not to say that you speaking out of turn because of your race, because your kid's biracial. But at the end of the day, everybody his age and younger are killing each other, guys, and they black. They black, guys. I'm telling you, they black. If you look at the statistics from last year on all the bodies, how many cops kill black people?
Too many.
No, give me
I don't have a number, but it's too many.
It's not over 20?
It's more than that.
I don't think it's over 20, guys.
Bro, you
Let me
gotta
tell you something.
ask your sister where she lives at.
I don't think it's over 20.
How frequent it is.
Let's talk about in Philadelphia. How many cops this year has a cop killed a black guy in Philadelphia?
1 or 2 probably.
Yeah, it's that.
Just last week, 5 kids got shot coming out of high school football game
Right.
by 2 other black kids.
Okay.
So when your son walk around the streets, they're not going to see him as a white dude. They see him as a black dude. They attacking him. So this movement of Black Lives Matter, okay, yeah, in the beginning it sounded good, but when it comes out in the wash that they taking money that's supposed to be for the community that was donated by people like me, because I'm thinking it's all for
You?
for
You
the
do a lot.
community and what is good. She buying fucking houses in California.
Right. She's a piece of shit.
When that money can
She's
be
a piece
used
of shit. Not
for other
debating that.
programs
But
in
ask me
Chicago,
where I lived
LA.
at. Ask me where I lived at for 9 years and ask me how many black people were killed by black people and ask me how many cops fucked up young black kids for no reason. Beat them, murder them, so on and so forth. Ask me. Because I tell you the number's a lot higher. Come live in outside of Charlotte, North Carolina with me for 9 years. Come live with me. Come live with me because I've seen it. He's seen it. It happened to his
We're not
friends.
disputing that it
Okay,
goes
so just
on.
because it didn't happen in Philly doesn't
But
mean that the
at the
percentage is
same
not
time-
higher.
at
Ask
the same
Sue,
time-
ask where Shannon lives. You know where she lives. I'm not gonna put it on the camera, but you know where she lives at. Ask her how frequent it happens down there. It's just there is 2 big problems that can be truths at the same time.
No,
You're
I
right.
understand though,
The
but
value of your community needs to recognize that
Yeah,
you're
it's
more
just-
important
To
to
me,
each
that's
other.
a stronger problem.
Okay.
To me, that's a stronger problem. I'm not trying to be funny. When my nephew leaves the house in Atlanta, my sister's not worrying about no cop killing him. She's worrying about his own kind killing him.
That is correct. But
And
if we're gonna cycle,
but E, think about what I'm saying to you though. E.
no, I'm going with you. I'm
Think about
going with you. Like I'm trying to rewind it back to like kind of bring us back to the topic per se. The reason why it's a big deal with him wearing that shirt is because of the truth that you were speaking. That he got all this money, all this fame, all this popularity for a reason. He has a cult of a generation that follows him.
He do.
No matter what he does, right? Whether it be Adidas, Yeezy, whatever it may be. So for him to put that shirt on, yes, it's just a t-shirt. But the cult following that he has that now might look at it, because let's take it granted. do we not agree that he probably has more of a white following than a black following?
Maybe so.
Or if not more, we go 50-50, right? Because statistics show, Soup, you know this, white people spend more money on entertainment things than black people do, right? So most of the people that buy his things, that cause him to get the money and the fame that he has, probably came from suburban white people, right? Mm-hmm. So him wearing that shirt, maybe just a t-shirt to you guys, but the people that look at him as a god, as a leader, as an icon, as a influencer, he now could possibly demean what the BLM is supposed to mean to the ones that it's supposed to be talking to, right? The suburban white people that's trying to show you, yo, black people are not just the color of the skin. They are humans. They should be treated as such. They should be given the same opportunity. They should, when you walk in the door, it shouldn't matter that you don't give them a job because their name is not spelt like fucking John or Karen. Like, all this stuff is what the BLM is supposed to stand for, supposed to mean. So him wearing that t-shirt might be just a t-shirt to you guys because you guys deal with shit that I'll never have to deal with. But the people that he's influencing might have changed their mind and made it a mockery and a joke. That's why it's such a big deal that he wears that t-shirt. Because if I'm going to give you your props and your respect of acknowledging he is somebody, then if you are somebody, you're leading people down the wrong path.
Nah, not in this case.
I just feel like outside of that shirt,
not in this case.
I just feel like we make a mockery of each other every day. That's just how I see it, yo. That's just how I see it. I'm not going to really see it all the way until we can go at least one day without a murder. Whenever they're looking for another suspect, there's always another black boy. Like, we make a mockery of ourselves. Mm-hmm. That's how I see it.
I don't see...
And I think that's why
like we said on many of a podcast before, don't we have to start internally first, right? Like, you do what you do to try to show people there's a different way, right? Your book drive, your food drive, all the stuff you do for your community, right? And sometimes you said you get frustrated because everybody that you know is in the streets don't come out and support you, right? But what's the thing that we told you? Doesn't matter if they do or not. If you change one that day, that's one down the right road.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just talking about, I don't think that Kanye is influencing nothing positive or negative. I feel like the boys that's drilling, they're going to keep drilling. It don't matter what he's wearing.
But
that's my focus.
He's not going to influence.
I don't think it matters.
He's not going to influence the urban kid that's in the middle of the ghetto that has to feel like they do that to survive. But what he might influence is that young white person that has the fast track of life to works in these big businesses that now don't care about black people because maybe the Black Lives Matter was going to open their eyes, but now because Kanye made a mockery of it, now they don't care. So now when they daddy give them that job in their corporation, they're going to go back to hiring just white people again, or not giving black people a chance to exceed, or move up the corporate ladders for them to change things inside their life. That's what he can alter. And if you're telling me he's famous and he should be in these boardrooms and these board meetings with these companies because who he is, then yes, he is affecting the youth and the culture of today. So him wearing that shirt is a detriment to the movement.
But this is what I'm saying. To me, if you ask me, I'm not trying to be mean. The movement is bullshit.
Okay.
That's probably why I feel I don't care about this shirt. Yeah. Because the Black Lives Matter shit don't matter to me. If Black Lives Matter, so basically at the end of the day, if Black Lives Matter, so if your son go out here today, right, his shit only matter if a cop kill him. Mm-hmm. So if I kill him, they don't give a fuck. They're not putting a protest. They're not doing shit.
But BLM is not just about cops killing blacks.
It gotta be that's all it's about. But that's the only thing. That's the only thing. That's when they show up. We got bodies all over the nation in big cities. Where they be at? I don't know no motherfucker that's involved with that, yo. Until a cop get killed. I mean, until a cop do the shooting. That's it. That's all they stand for, yo. That's it. It's too many homicides that go on as black on black. You never hear these motherfuckers say nothing. They never show up to anything, yo. They should have a representative in every city that's showing up like, yo, stop, put the guns down. They don't do nothing, yo. They don't do nothing.
Not even on the weekends. They don't do anything.
You don't see them nowhere. Think about it. You don't see them nowhere. Nowhere. We talk about that shit more than they do.
Every day with 29 News, you hear about a carjacking. You hear about kids getting killed. You hear about murder. And there's no march in the street. There's no gathering in no community center by Black Lives Matter. It may be some by other
organizations. If the officers such and such do it, they gonna be out here.
But it's nothing about Black Lives Matter.
Right. I'm telling you, that's just my perspective on it. I'm not trying to change nobody's opinion on it, but I feel like until we take each other serious, that's the only time we gonna see any type of change. And we're not going to. We just not. We ain't.
I think Kanye.
Do I think he ignorant for the shirt? Yes. But I don't think it's swaying nobody one way or another. If I'm up another race and I'm looking at the news every day, guess what? If I got a big business, I'm not hiring no black people either. Because you know why? I don't know what this motherfucker doing on Instagram tomorrow that one of these niggas might come out my business and want to kill him. Yeah. That's how I see us now, yo. Yeah. That's how I see us. And that's it. And I'm black and that's how I see us. I don't want to be around my own kind. When I go on vacation, I don't go nowhere where black people going to be at. When I go party, I don't go nowhere where black people going to be at because of that type shit, yo. Yeah. So I don't fault nobody of another race that feel the same way. Yeah. That's how I feel when I'm black. Yeah. Cause that's what we do to each other, yo. And that's how I see it, yo. That's how I see it.
That's fact. Very fact.
That's how I see it. I don't want. If I see a group of black kids, I cross the street. That's what I do. Or I clutch my jaw. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. You want guard? You want high alert?
That's what I'm doing. And I'm black. Yeah. I don't fault people because this is the stigmatism that we're giving ourselves. That's how I see it. Yeah. Why are people scared of pit bulls?
Because they're vicious.
Because they bite motherfuckers, right?
Bite.
All right then.
Yeah.
Who cares about the lovable, cuddly ones that 2 or 3 owners might have? Right. It's a known fact that they bite motherfuckers, yo. And that's how people seeing us now. Yeah. That's how they seeing us.
You gonna stop coming in my pit bulls.
Oh, indeed. Am I right or wrong though? Thank you, love. Am I right or wrong though?
I had 3 pit bulls. They didn't kill nobody. They were good dogs. It's how you train them. It's how you raise them.
Cause it's a shame that somebody like your son, he's like over in a square over here by himself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the rest of people his age, they in the dumb shit. Yeah. I just don't ever think that that's one. Like I said, do I think he a dickhead for that shirt? Yeah, I do, but I don't think it's swaying nothing. If he wore it or didn't wear it. If he wore Black Lives Matter, he ain't swaying it one way or another, yo.
I don't think that shirt gonna incite white people that follow him to riot or attack black people.
No, not that. Nah. But he's detrimental.
And then
to...
when you think about it, the white people that do follow him, you're following a black man. So where's the real hatred?
Because,
you know what I mean?
Because for 400 years it's been run black man.
I'm not talking about the good old boys.
Entertain me, black man.
I'm not talking about the good old boys. I'm talking about the kids.
Yeah, it's the same.
That want to be down with the black culture.
But they don't respect black people.
That's who follow him.
We all know white boys from the northeastern Philly that sag their pants, had a hat backwards, do all the culture shit. But when it comes down to it, they call you an N-word real quick. And I'm not talking about the one that ends in A. They're talking about the one with ER. They might follow the culture, but they're not respecting the people that create the culture. So yeah, so Kanye is just an entertainment piece.
That's in all white people.
On that note, we're wrapping this up. We're gonna like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm not gonna let this